Within the last few years, various news outlets have reported that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also called the Mormon or LDS Church, has amassed over $100 billion. Many wonder how the church was able to accrue such wealth and what is being done with it. This video will cover some of the most asked questions regarding the church's finances and investments. The Mormon Church's current financial stability came as a result of the church learning from its rocky financial past. Since its founding in 1830, the church experienced poverty and financial hardship and suffered through the many economic panics the nation had from 1837 through the Great Depression. After World War II, the church's finances started to improve, but only in recent decades has it run at a consistent surplus, which has resulted in growth of its endowment. What is Ensign Peak, and what have been the most recent financial complaints against the Mormon Church? Ensign Peak is a corporation founded in 1997 that manages the financial assets of the Mormon Church. As an auxiliary investment division of the church, it is tax exempt. The purpose of investing the church's money is to receive returns on their investments. According to W. Christopher Waddell, a member of the presiding bishopric, the church uses the funds from Ensign Peak's investments for many purposes, and funds are flowing in and out of the firm regularly. There are two issues at play. One is a question regarding proper use of funds in a public charity as governed by IRS law. The second has to do with the trading practices of Ensign Peak, which used shell companies to maintain the privacy of those trades. Regarding the IRS concerns, David Nielsen, a former employee of Ensign Peak, left the firm and the Mormon Church. Nielsen filed a whistleblower complaint with the IRS saying that the church stockpiled a $100 billion fund and broke federal tax law by propping up a pair of businesses, City Creek Mall and Beneficial Life. Lars, David Nielsen's brother, helped him prepare the whistleblower complaint. Lars provided a copy of the complaint to the Washington Post, which published a story about it on December 17, 2019. 3.5 years after the Washington Post's article, 60 Minutes conducted interviews with David Nielsen and W. Christopher Waddell, a member of the church's presiding bishopric, about the IRS complaint. Nielsen reiterated his claims, and Bishop Waddell addressed the allegations of the legality of Nielsen's claim. Many people assume that tax-exempt organizations primarily use their assets to fund public charitable activities, such as helping the poor. However, the definition of charitable activities within the IRS code is much broader than what the public generally understands. Because of the various benefits that churches provide to the communities, including but not limited to their efforts to reduce poverty, IRS tax laws consider churches by definition as charities. A foundational legal principle in the U.S. allows churches to be tax exempt and use their funds for ecclesiastical activities. Universities such as Harvard provide another example of the broad scope of this law. Harvard, a nonprofit educational institution with a tax-exempt status, has close to a $50 billion endowment, which is used to further the mission of the university and not for general charitable activities, as generally understood by the public. So, even if the Mormon Church has investments worth more than $100 billion, that alone isn't a legal problem. At issue is the use of church assets for the purpose of sustaining two for-profit businesses. Regarding the SEC complaint, every company that trades stocks or securities over a certain dollar amount must report those trades with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC. The Mormon Church exchanges stocks or securities over this amount and, following the advice of lawyers, reported these under various subsidiary companies. However, the way the church managed and disclosed their investments violated SEC rules. The Mormon Church desired confidentiality in the amount of its holdings, and at the advice of lawyers created subsidiary companies. The SEC did not contest the fact that they had subsidiary companies, but rather that the companies were not managed independently of each other. Furthermore, financial regulations are extremely complex and are open to more than one interpretation by both the public as well as individual regulators. At the advice of counsel, the church made certain decisions to preserve confidentiality. The SEC disagreed and raised questions. When the SEC made their concerns about the LDS Church's Securities and Exchanges reporting known to the Church in 2019, the Church began filing its SEC exchange forms as requested. In 2023, after the SEC's investigation was completed on prior practices, the LDS Church paid a $5 million fine, which is roughly 3 hours worth of interest earnings on $1 billion at 5% return per year. Please like and subscribe. And for an objective look at more topics on Mormonism, visit MormonismExplained.org. Thanks for watching.